These are going to be so cute out on your picnic table. After dinner, you're going to wow everybody with these. They're individual desserts, which are very much on trend. And these, if you like cheesecake, they've kind of got a great cheesecake flavor. All right, so we're starting out with 1 block of softened cream cheese. And I just want to beat that until it's nice and smooth. I want to get all the lumps and bumps out of the cream cheese. So this takes a minute or so. Need the old electric mixer. Okay, now we've got 1 box of instant vanilla, or you could use French vanilla pudding. You could do lemon if you wanted a lemon. Yes, and that's a good suggestion. You could even do chocolate. It would be like a chocolatey cheesecake thing. I'm also going to add to this some milk. About 1.5 cups of We Love Our Lamers milk in the glass jugs. Local dairy, doesn't get much fresher than this. So 1 block of cream cheese, 1 box of instant vanilla pudding, and 1.5 cups of milk. I'm going to get that going. These are a make ahead, which I also love. Our cottage in Michigan does not have air conditioning. And because, you know, up north when it's near the lake and get that nice breeze, and back in the day it wasn't as hot. Nowadays it seems like summers sometimes are hotter. So if it's a hot summer night, I don't feel like turning on the oven, that's for sure. So I love to be able to whip something like this together in the morning, park it in the fridge, and then wow everybody when I've got, you know, friends or neighbors or just the family over for a cookout, bring these out. And like I say, get oohs and ahs and totally look like a rock star. So I just want to beat this just a couple more minutes. It's a little, it's got still some of those lumps from the cream cheese, and I want to get rid of all those. And then we'll start assembling. If you have one of those KitchenAid mixers, you can just kind of let it do its thing, and then you don't have to stand there the whole time. One more ingredient to this to make it nice and fluffy is we have 1/2 container of the frozen whipped topping. So get one of those 8-ounce containers of Cool Whip. Now we're going to add that, and that's going to make this nice, light, and fluffy. All right, we're ready to start assembling. So here's the fun part about these desserts. Like I said, everybody gets their own, which is very much on trend these days. So a few weeks ago, we talked about and did a show on using ball canning jars and doing desserts in ball canning jars. So this would be perfect in those. So if you have some cleaned out little jars, they'd be fantastic. I happened to pick up, these are great little clear plastic tumblers, which I thought were really cool, and they're all going to match. They're really cheap. I figure I'll be using them all summer long, filling them with drinks and doing layered desserts like this. And then if they, you know, the kids drop them, no big deal because they're plastic, so they're great for outdoors. But even clear plastic cups are going to work perfectly for this dessert. So it's a no-bake layered kind of parfait. So we're using vanilla wafers, and I'm just going to throw a couple of the wafers. You can break them up if you want. I'll throw those in the bottom of each of our little things. And while I'm doing this, I want to talk and tell everybody about the details of our next big night out. Super duper excited about our next big night out. And I've got an assorted fresh berries, by the way. The berries are wonderful right now at the grocery store. So we've got raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, and they're only going to get better as the summer goes on. So I'm going to slice up some strawberries and start layering. So our next big night out, I told you, I gave you a little hint, we're headed to Lambeau Field, Curly's Pub. Super excited about this one. It's going to be a blast, and we now have the details of the menu. So start talking about it with your friends and your family, your coworkers, your special someone. And the neat thing about these big night outs is we're talking about a several course meal, I'm counting 5-course meal at a really great price. So it's a great way to get into a restaurant where you've always wanted to try before and you've never gotten to be able to try it, and they do kind of what they do, the best of the best, at a really good price. So here's the menu. First course is a spinach and artichoke dip with 5 cheeses, and they're going to serve that with a Packers margarita. So in this case, the food is paired with different drinks. Second course is going to be a Door County salad with mixed greens, grape tomatoes, Wisconsin cheese curds, dried cherries, cashews, and a balsamic vinaigrette. And that's going to be paired with a Riesling wine. Our next course is going to be a spicy, cool summer gazpacho dish, and that's going to be served with a Line and Cool summer shanty beer. Fourth course, a barbecue trio with ribs, chicken, and brisket, served with Curly's Pub famous pack and cheese. That's served with a Curly's special ale. And the fifth course, which sounds really amazing, a bourbon milkshake with warm chocolate chip cookies. So, I mean, come on, this doesn't get much better than that. So please call today to make your reservations. We would absolutely love to have you. Again, we're headed there June 19th. So come join us. It's going to be a blast. So I'm just layering the berries. And that's the fun part about these desserts. You just keep layering. It's real easy to do. Raspberries look really nice. And then we're going to layer some of that pudding. Mixture. And I love to use a scoop like this. Really works nicely because you can kind of get it right down in there and not hopefully get too much on the glass. And when you layer, that's really the key, is just to, don't mix it all together. You want to be able to see those little layers. If you do get a little bit on the glass, you can come in there with a paper towel or a clean wet towel and just wipe that kind of as you go. So we'll do some more cookies. And what happens is you make these ahead of time and these cookies soften up like cake. So that's why you need to make this ahead of time. That's really the key. And we'll do some more berries. And I'm just going to keep assembling these. The final round on top is going to be some fresh whipped cream that we can pipe or dollop on the top. So these are so cute, and I'll show you how they turn out. We'll just keep on layering in just a minute.